in my Wolverine. You've got Wolverine in my Deadpool. Welcome to Nerdist News. I think they taste great together. Oh, that's a bad line. I didn't think of it that way. You know what? I still stand by that. Wolverine meets Deadpool. It's the cinematic mashup we've all been dreaming about now that pretty much every other cinematic mashup we were dreaming about has already happened. But there's one little Deadpool fan who wants to see this happen more than any of us, and it would just break his fragile heart if the merc with the mouth never shared some screen time with Weapon X. That fan's name, Ryan Reynolds. Yes, Deadpool himself has been saying in interviews for some time now that he really wants the two characters to cross over. Unfortunately, his wishes are at odds with Hugh Jackman's assertion that Logan, which comes out this March, will be the final time he dons those classic claws. Now, this hasn't stopped other X fans from keeping their claws crossed that it might still happen, especially since Reynolds and Jackman have become such tight Instagram bros over the last few months. Some have even speculated that Jackman may be playing coy to hide the fact that he is shooting a surprise Wolvie cameo for Deadpool 2, but even those expectations were dashed in an interview on The Playlist, where screenwriters Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick said, "I don't think any of us operated under the assumption that it would be even possible to do a Deadpool Wolverine thing," adding, "If it were to happen, it would require a look at the overall architecture of our storylines." So yeah, while that isn't a hard no, it sure does feel like a hard probably not. After all, with cameras set to roll on Deadpool 2 in just a few months, it's hard to imagine that the script will undergo any of the huge changes Reese and Wernick think the story needs to make a Wolverine appearance work. Luckily, the interview didn't end without the two scribes offering a small glimmer of hope. "I think the tone will absolutely work if we put those two together," said Reese and Wernick. "Deadpool always needs a straight man, a foil, and Wolverine would be as good a foil as Colossus, just more cantankerous." So there you have it. All hope is not lost. Ryan Reynolds' wishes could still come true. A Wolverine-Deadpool crossover could come to pass. But how exactly could this happen? Well, surprise, surprise, guys, we have a few theories. It's not like we don't dive into that pool often. First of all, is it possible that Jackman is performing some sneaky lingual gymnastics when he says that Logan will be the last time he plays Wolverine? We know that movie takes place in the year 2030. Maybe he just means it's the last time he'll be playing Wolverine chronologically. I find that one hard to believe, but I like that you guys gave it some thought. Which means he could still join Deadpool in any sequel that's shooting before 2030 and still be true to his word. But, like I said, that seems unlikely. Chances are when Jackman said it was his last time, he really meant it was his last time. But his new bro status with Reynolds could change his mind. Who wouldn't want to get paid a few $1 million to play superheroes with their new best bud for a couple of months? I mean, it's probably honestly only going to be like a couple of weeks. He'll probably show up one day to set and land $5 million. God dang it, I want that life. All right, anyway, plus there's the argument that Jackman could be playing a slightly different version of Wolverine in Deadpool. Colossus had appeared in the X-Men cinematic universe before, but when he showed up in Deadpool, it was a different, more overtly comedic interpretation of the character. It screwed with continuity, but when was the last time an X-Men movie didn't screw with continuity? Probably the first one. So a Deadpool team-up could be a chance for Jackman to create a slightly different spin on his most iconic character while still leaving all his other appearances untouched. But if Jackman really is hell-bent on never playing Wolverine again, then maybe Deadpool will be the perfect place for Fox to pull a move you know they're going to have to pull eventually: recasting Wolverine. Yeah, it's sad, but we all know it's going to happen. No way the studio is going to say goodbye forever to one of their most profitable characters, and Deadpool would be a great, low-stakes way to introduce a new actor to the role. Reynolds could even crack a few jokes about how disappointed he is that it's not Jackman, just to make the transition go down a little bit smoother. Of course. Who are we kidding? Reynolds and Jackman is the pairing that we want. The writers are on board for this too, saying it would be amazing to have Hugh resurrect Wolverine in the Deadpool universe. And again, Ryan's making a hard push to make that happen, and hopefully the public gets behind it, and we can all convince Hugh to put the claws on one more time. So let's let the world know. Let's start a hashtag, like hashtag make Wolverine Hugh again. Or hashtag the boy from Claws. Or I don't know. Do you guys have any good ideas for hashtags that will convince Hugh Jackman to do as we say? How about hashtag do as we say? Yeah, I think that'll pass. And while you're at it, let us know if you think this crossover could ever really happen in the comments. Tonight's Mothership is gonna be huge. Make sure you watch our epic-sized live show we do with Geek and Sundry Thursday nights at 5:30 p.m. Pacific. And to get ready, watch last week's show where we do our live taco run. It's my favorite episode ever. Kyle's got an all-new Because Science about Overwatch's Widowmaker. Like and subscribe, and keep checking Nerdist.com.